Your Majesty. Prince Charles and I are delighted to welcome you and Queen Máxima to Buckingham Palace this evening. Through this state visit, we celebrate the enduring friendship which has enabled our two nations to prosper and grow side by side as trading partners and as North Sea neighbours. This visit also provides the opportunity for great happiness and to welcome old friends to my home. Over the many hundreds of years of our shared history, there are few nations who are able to claim a closer bond. This year marks the 330th anniversary of the Glorious Revolution, when your ancestor, Prince William III of Orange, came to these shores and restored stability after turbulence. Over 250 years later, in 1940, Queen Wilhelmina rallied the government in exile. She became a source of inspiration from London during the Second World War, and upon her return to the Netherlands, a symbol of liberation. Through your Majesty's visits and your acts of friendship, you have formed your own personal collection with the British people. During your time as a sixth form student at Atlantic College in Wales, you kept our local communities safe by volunteering for the lifeboat service, embodying the true spirit of friends supporting one another. To this day, our close relationship greatly contributes to the economic and cultural life of Britain. The Netherlands are one of the United Kingdom's largest European investors. We have a thriving Dutch community, and artistic and sporting exchanges are at an all-time high. British universities are a top destination for Dutch students, and hundreds of Dutch and British scientists are teaching, researching, and collaborating in both countries. Internationally, we have a strong shared commitment to the transatlantic alliance, and it is no coincidence that of the last 12 Secretaries General of NATO, 6 have been either British or Dutch. Our deep bond is seen as our obligation to uphold the rule of law in the United Nations Security Council and the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons based in The Hague. It is also evident in our daily cooperation to combat cross-border crime and terrorism. I recall the state visit of your grandmother, Queen Juliana, and Prince Bernhard in 1972, when I spoke of how our nation's close understanding and relationship would become increasingly important as a new configuration of Europe was emerging. As we look toward a new partnership with Europe, it is our shared values and commitment to each other that are our greatest asset, and demonstrate that even through change, our enduring alliance remains strong. And as innovators, traders, and internationalists, we look with confidence to the future. As we continue to work together to ensure peace, prosperity, and security, I am confident that this friendship between the United Kingdom and the Netherlands, which we greatly treasure, will continue to deepen and to prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you all to rise and drink a toast to their Majesties the King and Queen and the people of the Netherlands.
Your Majesty, my wife and I are delighted to be able to pay a state visit to the United Kingdom, and above all to find you in good health, as vigorous and engaged as ever. I appreciate how special this occasion is. My grandparents came here on a state visit, my parents did too, and today it's our turn, and all within your long reign. Last year you celebrated your Sapphire Jubilee, and it's deeply impressive to someone who has yet to reach their Bronze Jubilee. In recent decades, you've seen your country, Europe, and the world change enormously. The world looks to you as a trusted beacon in the midst of upheaval. Your ability to keep in touch with the times is striking. You even have an adventure streak, as you showed 6 years ago during the opening of the Olympic Games. In front of millions of viewers, you played the role of the most fearless Bond girl, and with great panache. Our countries are North Sea neighbors. The sea has made us natural allies, both outward-looking, both curious as to what lies beyond the horizon. Sir William Temple, the famous English diplomat who was ambassador to The Hague 350 years ago, called the Dutch the most obstinate lover and defenders of their liberty. It's a trait we definitely share with the British. A trait that has sometimes led to conflict between us, as competitors and rivals, but much more often it has brought us together and united us. The glorious revolution of Mary and William is a good example. A peaceful change of government that bolstered the rights of Parliament. Or take the bonds forged between us during the Second World War and the unimaginable sacrifices British armed forces made for our freedom. Or our current joint defense efforts, including the UK-NL amphibious force, which we'll be seeing in action tomorrow in the heart of London. The days when our navies fought each other on the Thames are long past. These days, the Royal Marines and the Dutch Marine Corps are one team. The United Kingdom has given the world so much. We owe much of your prosperity to the skill of British inventors, scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs. Our culture has been enriched by the creativity of British artists, from Shakespeare to Monty Python and the Beatles. Today, global communication knows no borders because English has become the world's lingua franca. Many Dutch people feel a great affection for this country. The charms of the fairest isle extend to the other side of the Channel. As Europeans, it therefore saddens us that the United Kingdom has decided to leave the European Union. We are sorry to see you go, although we fully respect your decision. At present, a lot of attention is focused on the technical side of Brexit. That is understandable and necessary. But in the midst of all that complexity, we should not lose sight of the greater narrative that continues to bind us. The greater narrative of freedom, openness, and cooperation, of growth and a prosperity whose fruits are enjoyed by all, of strong, self-confident European countries that speak out on the world stage and that together dare to make a stand against cynicism and abuse of power. That's why we need each other. That's what unites us time and again. And that is where our strength lies as natural allies. Your Majesty, we are most grateful that, by inviting us here, you have underlined the special bond between our kingdoms. Now, more than ever, we must cherish that bond. You and your family are dear to us, and with you, we delight in all of life's joyous and festive occasions, including those among the younger generations. Let me close by wishing you and your family every future happiness. And I invite you to rise and join me in a toast. To Your Majesty, to your health and happiness, and that of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, and to the friendship between the United Kingdom and the Kingdom of the Netherlands.